Pancake, everyone. Living in the modern world, we forget that danger awaits us at every turn, and that some places on Earth are terrifying. Do you know the most famous deadly places, having been in which it is unlikely that you will be able to get out alive? Mount Annapurna. Do you like rock climbing? We do not recommend choosing this mountain. Even if you're a professional, you manage to conquer it only once. This is the main pearl of Nepal. It is the 10th highest mountain in the entire world, with its peak being located at 8,848 yards above ground level. Previously, tourists were forbidden to climb the mountain by order of the authorities, but now it is possible without problems. The first to conquer this mountain back in 1950 were the French, who were able to reach its highest point. After them, less than half of all climbers managed to make it to the top. The danger of this mountain lies in constant avalanches. Because of this, 40% of daredevils died when attempting the climb. Also, the mountain is covered with a huge layer of ice, and ice growths of different sizes protrude from there, which are known to deviate, and that creates an entire obstacle course. The wandering deserts in China. Mirages and dehydration are not the worst things you can face in the desert. It's worse if it moves towards you and not you into it. Kin is a once blooming oasis that has turned into a continuous drought. The city is located between two deserts, which grow by 32 feet every year and inevitably cover the city with sand. At the moment, 2,798 square feet of fertile and arable land have been absorbed, and all of the rivers have been destroyed. Sandstorms and winds last 130 days a year, sweeping away everything that stands in their way. Death Valley. Do you like the heat, mountains, and canyons? Then you should definitely come on over here, if you can stand a little more than 14 hours. This place is located in California and is so called not by chance. The highest temperature on Earth is registered here, 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Without water, a person in such conditions can withstand no more than 14 hours. Death Valley is also famous for its moving stones, a mystery that could not be solved for a very long time. Once every 2 years, the stones spontaneously change their position, with a change of trajectory, and can travel a path of about 650 feet. Tourists suffered from heat strokes, and some of them died from dehydration. In this place, the air cannot circulate freely, due to the fact that the depression is below sea level, and the mountain range blocks moisture from the ocean. Madidi National Park. Picturesque views delight and fascinate, but any touch to the art of nature can be fatal for a person. The park is located in Bolivia, and it is rightfully considered one of the most beautiful and dangerous at the same time. It combines several climatic zones at once, and it is one of the richest in the diversity of fauna and its inhabitants. Contact with any plant can lead to poisoning, and in some cases even to death. This is due to the many toxins that are found on the surface of almost all plants there. Carelessness can lead to rashes, itching, allergies, and even suffocation. There is no special vaccine or antidote at the moment. All of the fearless folks who still decided to embark on such a journey are given equipment to cover all parts of the body as much as possible. But this does not always help, because there are also poisonous fumes in the air that affect the state of the body. Cases of infection with tropical black fever, which is carried by mosquitoes, have become more frequent, and the mortality rate of this disease is very high. At the moment, only a third of this park has been studied, and about 8,000 plants and 12,000 insects have been registered. Sinabung Volcano. The eruption of a volcano is an epic spectacle that we are used to seeing in movies, but in real life it is an uncontrollable force that can take everyone by surprise. This active volcano is located on an island in Indonesia. For 400 years it was dormant, and then in 2010 the first eruption occurred. Now the eruption occurs several times every year, forcing thousands of local residents to evacuate. Towering at 8,200 feet, it covers the surrounding villages with lava and ash. The accompanying earthquake extends 15 miles from the epicenter of the events. Sometimes the eruption of Sinabung is accompanied by mud flows that carry solid rocks along with lava around the neighborhood. Dear viewers of our channel, if you like the videos, support our team with a like and a subscription, and make sure to leave a comment so that this video makes it into the recommendations. Enjoy watching the rest of it. Aokigahara, a secluded place for those who want to say goodbye to life. It sounds like the beginning of a novel of the utopian genre. This is a forest that is located at the foot of Mount Fuji in Japan. This forest is famous for its strong trees and almost no wind. Since the beginning of 1950, this mysterious forest has already claimed more than 500 souls of people who decided to voluntarily end their lives. Walking there, you will meet not only human bones, but also banners with calls to rethink everything, to remember about family and that life is the greatest value. Here the deadly danger is not about nature, it's about a person's choice. Danakil Desert. Winding up here, there will be a feeling that you have found yourself on another planet, but the duration of your life after such a trip can significantly decrease. The desert is located in Africa and very often is called hell on Earth, and all because of the very high temperature, about 122 degrees Fahrenheit. In this place, toxic gases are escaping from the bowels of the planet, and also the desert is surrounded with volcanoes. The whole area is dominated by a bright yellow color and strewn with salt formations. There are also several sulfur lakes and a unique acid pond. Another attraction is Lake Asale, which is recognized as the saltiest reservoir. What will shock the eyes of anyone is a lake with lava, which is constantly bubbling and erupting, a truly diabolical sight. Frequent earthquakes are inherent to this area, and volcanic eruptions create new lands. There is danger everywhere in the desert, which lies in wait for curious tourists. Toxic evaporation, hot sun, and unsafe reservoirs can negatively affect one's health. Snake Island. The name is eloquent and suggests that the island now serves as a serpentarium. Not so long ago, this island was completely closed from people by the Brazilian authorities, since the probability of death is more than 80%. The most dangerous snake species lives here, the island batrops. Its venom causes complete necrosis of the tissue and rapid rotting to the bone. The pain is incredibly intense, and the result of this bite is an imminent fatal outcome. There are up to 5 of the most venomous snakes per square mile, and tree branches are simply hung with them. This is the only place on Earth where snakes have completely displaced humans. The island is recognized as a nature reserve, Lake Natron or the Lake of Death. And again, another place where nature wants to take your heart. We do not recommend swimming in this lake, unless of course you want to become a skeleton. The surreal landscape in Tanzania creates the feeling that a piece of space is captured on the planet Earth. Everything would be fine if not for a thick layer of alkaline salts. Any touch of a living being to it leads to death. Such salt is very dangerous. A huge amount of hydrogen sulfide and its specific smell will not allow you to admire this miracle of nature for a long time. Mount Washington. The expression "as the wind blew away" in this place has a practical meaning and is not exaggerated at all. Having a modest height, only 6,289 feet, the mountain is famous in the USA for a completely different reason. At this point, the highest wind speed was recorded, 231 miles per hour. Throughout March and April, the wind blows 16 hours a day. Also, the weather is very unstable due to wind flows from different directions, which causes very heavy snowfalls. In addition to all of this, the temperature can reach minus 107 degrees Fahrenheit, which, thanks to the airstreams, feels like minus 161 degrees. Fraser Island. The most beautiful places on our planet are not always what they seem at first glance. The Australian island of Fraser is ripe with beautiful beaches with white sand and clear water, but despite the picturesqueness of this place, this is an extremely dangerous area that should be avoided. The sandy beaches are teeming with poisonous spiders, very aggressive wild dogs called dingoes live here, and the sea itself is overrun with sharks and poisonous jellyfish. The Big Blue Hole in Belize. Divers from all over the world talk about this place with horror. One of the most dangerous places on the water, the Blue Hole in Belize. It is an enormous funnel with a diameter of 305 meters. The depth of the sea basin is 123 meters. It is riddled with caves, labyrinths, and stalactites, where a large number of marine inhabitants live, including sharks. Even the most venerable divers prefer not to exceed the diving depth of 20 to 30 meters. The Road of Death in Bolivia. The last road you want to take. Any mountain road is dangerous, but not as dangerous as the one in Bolivia. The 70-kilometer-long road over a 600-meter deep chasm is the only route connecting the cities of Coroico and La Paz. In some sections, the road is too narrow, which is why it is dangerous to move vehicles along it. Every year, dozens of buses full of people fly into the abyss, the Bermuda Triangle in the Atlantic Ocean. This place on the water is considered the most dangerous place in the world. Perhaps the most dangerous place on our list should still be considered a place with paranormal signs. This is the well-known Bermuda Triangle, in which planes and ships disappear without a trace. The world knows about 100 facts of the disappearance of ships and aircraft in this area. That forms a triangle between Florida, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda. So did you enjoy this episode? And which of these places would you like to visit? Share in the comments, and don't forget to give this video a like. Thank you for watching, we wish you a pancake mood, and see you soon. Pancake, everyone.